This is the Scrabble tile project that went out of prototype into final. This is my personal one. And this is set with a light blue stone. So what I have to do is make all the other colors and one of those too, so that I could set up a photo so everyone can see these are the color options that you'll have with this piece. So I'm going to bring it back here and I'll zoom in a little bit. Now I need to get my setting burr. You look like the right one. Yes, you are. Yay, we found it. All right, so what do we do to set these? First off, this is sort of a jig that I created. It's just a hole straight through my bench pin where this particular diameter tube will sit so that I can hold it from below. All I have to do is just straighten out the top. Then you do that just sort of by spinning slowly as you level out. These bits, these setting bits, are kind of pricey, especially the bigger ones. So they always burr condition so that they last longer. So what I'm going to do is go straight down. Then I'm going to spin this too as I set it. And these sounds like, this burr always sounds like a ghost to me. Spooky for Halloween. Pet the pumpkin. So let's test for fit. Make sure that's nice and level. Then the very next step is to hunt down your always missing loop. Sitting just barely, yep, that's good. That is good. See a little stone right in the middle, nice little border here. And the table, the very top flat surface of the stone just barely peeks above the rim, just by the smidgen. So I'm gonna pop my stone out before I lose it. Oh, come on, he doesn't wanna come out now. He's like, nope, nope. I fits, I sits. I fits, I sits. Nope, I gotcha. So that's a good one. And we just want to cut it to the size that we need. I made a jig, a Scrabble tile, the infamous G. So all I'm doing here is it's sitting flat. I'm just getting here with a Sharpie and marking off. So I know the very bottom of the mark is where I want to preserve. So what I'm going to do though, even though I know the bottom is what I need, you always cut a little bit extra so that you can flatten it out. If you go crooked on your saw, which can certainly happen, you want a little extra to fix that. So I'm actually going to start at the top of my Sharpie and just know that I have all that, all that. It's like a fraction of a millimeter, but that I have that much for smoothing. Basically, what I have here is a tiny bezel setting set. It's just basically, let me see, it's just, how do you describe it? It just tapers. It tapers inside there. So as long as your bezel fits in the hole, it'll smush down evenly your bezel if you've cut the seat properly. On larger bezels, even for like stones like this, you'll usually purchase a bezel that's been like machined versus the ones that you see me set here in silver with the bezel wire. But those you usually kind of tap down yourself, but these are so tiny that it would drive you mad to try to tap them down yourself. The way I know it's flush is that I can see it from eye level, but also I just use the bottom of this. This is just an old burr that I just converted to be my stick. But you can use the bottom of these and they'll never, they won't mar your stone or anything. So you just use it, and if it levels out, sometimes if you're trying to set a bunch of these, like a gypsy setting or whatnot, they'll snap into place. If you're doing it in a larger piece, like a channel, but it's not going to snap for this one. So we're just putting it right over top. We're giving it a few good whacks. And now I'm just going to kind of rotate it slightly as I do it. We don't want to bang it more than we have to, because that puts the stone in jeopardy. It got just a smidgen misaligned. Okay, that's okay. That we can work with. And let's check it again. Okay. And we always do the test of poking something from behind it, because at this tiny detail, it looks like it's in there. Let's see. There we go. So it looks like the stone's in there, but even though we think it's in there, we just take, this is just a broken saw bit. You use wire too. What you want to do is get in there and really jam it in there without hurting the stone. But you want the stone to come out on your bench and not in somebody's piece. And I really jammed that in there from every angle, and we are good. Well, you always make one last look after you've jammed it a few times. And we're fine. We are fine. So once it's set in there, you essentially have a done setting. The very top here, though, we hammered, so it's going to be slightly not shiny. And in fact, the tube that I'm using for the setting is just not super shiny. It's just industrial shined. So there's a little bit of polishing work that goes into this. But I'm going to save that for the end so I could do them all in one shot. But basically, it's the same step as everything else I do. An incredibly light amount of the rubber wheel, and then I just hand polish with the where'd you go? We just hand polish with these, because the chances of the buffer pulling this out of your fingers is like 99%. But this is nice and natural, and you just go bzzz, and it's done. That's fun. And I still have these to go. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff stuck in them, but let's use the non-gooky hand. Let's see. I guess that's the ruby one. Let's see. There we go. Trying to catch a little shine, but it's got wax up. See, there's a little red glint. But it has so much buffing compound and wax stuck underneath it. But super tiny little settings. I swear they are very pretty, but they need to spend about an hour in the crock pot, the hot crock pot, just to get that all melted out.